However, in the years following such, the viewership on the Yogscast channel has been following a linear pattern of decline. How does a channel go from the 12th most subscribed on all of YouTube to a channel that hasn't increased their subscriber count in the last 5.5 years? Was it a result of the lack of creativity from the corporatization of their YouTube channel? Did Simon and Lewis lose motivation for innovating the project after so many years of growth? Or was the downfall the result of a company shakeup following the allegations against some of the key individuals at the Yogscast? To become two of the most famous Minecraft YouTubers of all time was never the channel's goal. In fact, it's hard to tell if making videos was ever even the goal. Because back in the beginning, mid-2008, 24-year-old Lewis Brindley and 30-year-old Simon Lane seemed to have created their YouTube channel Blue Zephos as a background marketing strategy for promoting their main gig, an iTunes podcast by the name of the Yogscast.
The Yog Pod. All capitals, except the O's are lowercase.
The name for the Yogscast had come from their World of Warcraft guild, Ye Old Goon Squad.
Instead of a podcast, they call it a Yogscast.
Using Yogs as the acronym. Considering Simon and Lewis had been playing World of Warcraft at the time of launching the iTunes podcast, they would begin to upload how-to and guide-style videos on their new YouTube channel.
Yogscast! How to 25-man Sarth plus 3 drakes.
In the beginning, Lewis stated that these videos were supposed to be somewhat of a fun personal project, and the views didn't matter. However, like many other YouTubers, they soon got interested in watching the views climb from other people watching their content.
And originally, it wasn't really for anyone, but I soon realised that I wanted other people to see it, and then I'd be up the next morning looking forward to seeing if there were any people who'd actually watched it.
Shortly after this, the creators would realise that
we were better at being funny than informing people.
And as a result, Simon and Lewis would change their content from more serious guide-style videos to light-hearted comedy content.
Yogscast, this is the Yogscast.
Accompanied with this switch in content style would also be a slight switch in the games being played, as the duo would begin to experiment with other games such as Saints Row 2, Lord of the Rings Online, and Borderlands. These videos were made at such an early point in YouTube's history that there's barely any data available for their performance. However, a screenshot from 2008, approximately 9 months after beginning the channel, displays the Yogscast sitting at 1,800 subscribers. On top of this, many of their World of Warcraft videos had racked up a decent amount of views. Most of this traction was the result of titling their videos specifically as How To, followed by some kind of challenge within World of Warcraft. How To Commander Springvale, How To Lord Walden, How To Lord Godfrey, which helped them to stand out amongst other gaming YouTubers as people were always searching for guides on these specific topics. However, there was another game on the rise which by 2010 was also beginning to demand specific How To videos, Minecraft. On the 3rd of December 2010, Yogscast would upload their first Minecraft video titled Minecraft Part 1 How to Survive the First Night.
We need to chop down some trees and make some wood. And this is like #1 priority right now.
Now, this was extremely smart, as it helped the video to rank in search results because many people were specifically searching for how to survive the first night, given the relative novelty of the game. This was similar to Cypher PK's strategy for blowing up on Fortnite, who stated that uploading videos titled How To Win when the game was first released helped him to grow extremely quickly. But back to Yogscast. Simon and Lewis didn't just make this first video one of those boring step-by-step guides where you watch 2 minutes then never return to the channel ever again, but rather they mixed the guide aspect of the video with commentary, comedy, and story in more of a let's play style.
So this is it, this is the game.
Minecraft.
Surviving the first night. It's just us in the dark.
This gave them the opportunity to introduce a part 2 to the guide on how to survive the first night.
You're basically looking for where there's stone, this grey stuff here. Oh, there it is, right above us.
Then a part 3, 4, and 5. The ultimate result of which being a returning audience for the people who had initially clicked on the video simply to watch a guide on how to survive the first night. This extended watch time then began to boost Yogscast in the algorithm, and judging from the graph shown, we can see that their 2.5 years of grinding YouTube was about to begin to pay off. Within only 1 month, as the Yogscast created more and more of their extremely basic yet hilarious Minecraft videos, the duo went from gaining about 150 subscribers a day to well over 1,000 per day. At the time of posting their first Minecraft video, the Yogscast had 30,000 subscribers. However, within only 3 months, they were at 200,000.
Thanks for supporting us.
Yeah, thank you very, very much.
200,000 of you.
This extreme growth of 170,000 subscribers in 3 months, as opposed to their 30,000 in 3 years previously, caused them to drop the World of Warcraft content entirely with the goal of riding the Minecraft wave. And while this was somewhat of a risky move given the uncertainty of Minecraft's future, it would be from this game switching risk that their most successful series would eventually be born.
I'll go on knocking you all down.
The resupply pod is open.
The Shadow of Israfel, a Minecraft series that absolutely blew the competition out of the water and catapulted the Yogscast into YouTube's mainstream. Well boys, this was it, the greatest Minecraft series to ever be created. Remembering that this was still back in January 2011, the production value was unlike any other Minecraft series.
The hell has happened here?
On top of this, Simon and Lewis mixed the perfect quantity of serious content with comedy content.
No! The portal must be destroyed!
What? A minute ago he wanted to go through it, and now we've got to destroy it?
Yeah, I guess so.
I wish he'd make up his bloody mind.
Which accurately appealed to the younger audience looking to binge watch Minecraft videos. By May 2011, only 5 months after posting their first Minecraft video, Yogscast had hit 400,000 subscribers, incorporated themselves as a proper company, and had gotten a separate workspace for working on YouTube videos.
So I'm at Yogscast global headquarters in Bristol. Who are you guys?
I'm Lewis. I'm Simon. Hello.
Well, let's show us around them.
Maybe we could do a proper business, that's what Lewis is thinking. Like we could get an office space and go somewhere, do work, and then come away from it.
The Yogscast then took a similar route as Linus Tech Tips, hiring numerous people to help with the content creation process, despite the massive uncertainty surrounding the future of YouTube as a business.
What's this guy doing?
This guy's Duncan. He's our art and general skills man. He does all the building in Minecraft. Hello. He's very talented.
Regardless, the hiring of staff would end up being a huge benefit, as in October 2011, only 5 months after hitting 400,000 subscribers, Yogscast would hit 1 million.
So we hit 1 million subscribers this morning. I'm going to go and wake Simon up with one of these. A giant confetti shooter that I bought on Amazon.
However, this achievement was pretty unimpressive compared to what would happen to the group shortly thereafter. They would become the first British channel to gain 1 billion views, also peaking at the 12th most subscribed channel in October 2012, as mentioned earlier. The earliest screenshot available for the most subscribed channels shows Blue Zephos or Yogscast, up there with College Humor, Ray William Johnson, The Fine Bros, and even PewDiePie. As Minecraft continued to snowball in popularity, so did the Yogscast. And when utilising collaborations with other large creators such as Captain Sparkles, Sea-Nanners, and Slyfox, Simon and Lewis would pass 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, and eventually 5 million subscribers, approximately 2.5 years after uploading their first Minecraft video.
5 million subscribers. I'm totally blown away by this. Thank you so much.
And 5 years after initially creating the channel. They had run a Kickstarter to create a game called The Yog Ventures, began hosting regular public appearances and exhibitions, bringing their fan base closer, and in 2014, the Sunday Times listed Lewis Brindley amongst the top 500 most influential people in Britain for the year. It's safe to say that at the time, it seemed as though nothing was going to stop the growth of the Yogscast.
Buy armor.
Well, except for a few little things. After 3.5 years of absolutely monumental growth, slowly the channel began to lose steam.
Hurry up so you can die.
Yogscast went from gaining 400,000 subscribers per month in January 2013 to 150,000 per month in January 2014. While 150,000 subscribers per month was still an insane amount, the regression was certainly worth noting, as only 1 year later in January 2015, they would gain only 12,000 subscribers. And this wasn't just a bad one-off month. By 2015, their growth chart had pretty much gone completely flat, with an average monthly gain of around only 10,000 subscribers, creating the question, how could such a sudden halt in growth be a possibility for the Yogscast channel? In March 2015, Simon Lane, who was 50% of the Yogscast duo, would randomly disappear from the videos. Fans naturally began wondering where he had gone, resulting in a response video from Lewis titled "Where's Simon?" explaining his disappearance.
I'm doing this little quick video to really tell you about Simon. He has been pretty seriously ill for the last 4 weeks, being in and out of hospital.
You may have noticed that he has...
Simon had apparently recovered shortly thereafter, however wanted to take some extra time off to fully recover before getting back into actively making content. 3 months into Simon's hiatus, Lewis would once again update everyone on what Simon was doing.
How's Simon doing? He's doing well, he's enjoying the summer sunshine. We saw him the other day. He's jolly, isn't he?
However, Simon wouldn't return for another 3 months after this update, a grand total of 6 months without him on the channel. Simon's break happened to correlate pretty accurately with the channel's view stagnation, however the exact effect is hard to measure given their views were already slowing down from 2014. Regardless, it's safe to say that Simon's hiatus was a general negative for the channel, however it's not like this was the only problem that the Yogscast was facing. By 2015 it seemed as though the videos had failed to keep up the wow factor that had helped them stand out back in 2011. Their editing, production value and comedy was unique during their rise and at their peak, but by 2015 it was more or less in line with every other Minecraft creator. On top of this, Yogscast had kept up this extremely basic Let's Play video style where they would navigate a new world and figure things out as they went along with their commentary.
On your way to visit your girlfriend at university. Have you got a new girlfriend, Simon?
I think we both do.
Oh,
Maybe it's the same girl.
Oh crap, that's awkward.
Uploading the experiences are long single-take videos split up into separate parts. This had worked extremely well in 2011 when the competition was basic, but by 2015 a single video that took 15 minutes to record just simply no longer cut the mustard when you were competing with people like popular MMOs who had accurately targeted ideas with highly engaging commentary. At the end of the day, by 2015, they no longer had anything unique to offer, and the only thing helping Yogscast to stick out from the crowd were their personalities. Was this the fault of Yogscast themselves or the natural result of an eternally evolving landscape? Well, we've seen a similar trend in many of our other Minecraft downfalls, such as Skydar's Minecraft and to a lesser extent Stampycat, where by 2015 the content that they had become used to making simply didn't compete in the same way that it did back in 2012, showing that perhaps it was simply a pattern for these early Minecraft YouTubers. At the same time, however, it was Yogscast's responsibility to adapt, change and innovate in order to keep their content ahead of the rest. So a more specific question might be, why was there a lack of innovation on their part? Well, this is just a theory, but it could have been something to do with how their business was set up, or more specifically, their huge team of people. The massive Yogscast team would have helped dramatically with productivity, but the issue with productivity is that it destroys creativity, an element that seemed to be missing by 2015. People being paid to help out with making the content are going to maintain the status quo, will be less likely to take risks with a new style, and are more likely to remain inside their comfort zone because they aren't being paid extra to leave it, all of which leading to far less innovation for the channel. A whole team of employees might have ended up being more of a negative rather than positive for the Yogscast, as it's going to be 20 times harder to get a whole team to change the style or direction of the videos if by 2015 the whole team was running full steam ahead with daily uploads in the wrong direction. In January 2016, 1 year after the subscriber growth had flattened, the Yogscast had their first ever month of negative growth, losing 2,810 subscribers. And just like 2015, this subscriber loss was not just a one-off. Yogscast would see negative subscriber growth for 10 out of the 12 months in 2016, once again likely owed to these basic multi-part single-take videos that were incredibly outdated by 2016. Possibly after noticing their lack of success with Minecraft, Yogscast would switch to other games such as Garry's Mod and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
If we jump out to 75, like to the northwest in a sec, we can get a car on the road. 3, 2, 1, jump.
And while these videos performed reasonably amongst their already established audience, they would do little in the way of redeeming their declining subscriber count. This pattern continued from 2017 until 2019, at which point a steadily declining subscriber count would become the least of the Yogscast concern.
But over the past 2 weeks, 2 different people have now had to depart from the company, and as of today, a third person is now under investigation.
In July 2019, 8 women came forward with allegations against Yogscast member The Calfcast, accusing the creator of sexual harassment. The craziest part about the whole thing was that The Calfcast was in a relationship with another girl at the time of the whole ordeal. CEO Mark Turpin would take to Reddit stating, "Earlier today I was notified of some serious allegations made against Calf and his conduct with particular members of the audience. Having reviewed the evidence and carefully considered this situation, we've concluded that Calf's conduct is a material breach of our talent agreements and code of conduct that results in us terminating his relationship with the Yogscast effective immediately." But wait, it gets weirder. The CEO of Yogscast, Mark Turpin, who made this post announcing that Calf would no longer be working with the group, then stood down as CEO himself, as behind the scenes he was asking for inappropriate photos from Yogscast community members. He would take to Reddit once again stating, "I've sent some inappropriate messages to several members of our community and I'm deeply embarrassed about this error of judgment. There's no justification or excuse for my behaviour. I was in a position of considerable responsibility and you all deserve better from me. If you've been upset by my actions, I am very sorry. Regretfully yours, Terps. Another member, Shin, would then leave a month later after similar allegations. It appeared as though the allegations against Shin weren't all that concrete though, with him stating, "For a long time I've chatted privately with community members, but I've come to realise his behaviour might not be considered appropriate by everybody." To me it seems like maybe Shin was accused of something that might have been misinterpreted as sexual harassment many years later, with Lewis stating, "I believe some members of the community have been made uncomfortable or upset," which sounds like Shin didn't exactly do anything all that severe. Obviously all three of these individuals are not Simon, Lewis or the Yogscast as a whole, however it still likely had some effect on the Yogscast as a brand. Since these events 2 years ago in mid-2019, the Yogscast channel views have dropped from around 20 million per month to only 9 million per month, a 90% drop from their 100 million average monthly views back in mid-2012. The channel currently sits at 7.16 million subscribers, down by around 250,000 from their peak of 7.4 million approximately 5.5 years ago. But while their viewership and subscriber count has been in pretty consistent decline over the last couple of years, it's hard to determine whether or not they've actually really had all that much of a downfall when considering other advancements in their business. The Yogscast published 2 video games called Cave Blazers and Brunch Club in the last 3 years, opened up the Yogscast Studios, where they rent rooms and equipment to content creators looking to make videos. They've created an agency that specializes in influencer marketing called Fourth Floor Creative, and even hosted their own convention called YogCon. Did the Yogscast really have a downfall, or did they simply shift their attention to alternate business practices? I'll leave that one up to you guys to decide.
I mean, I've gone from being the weird kid to finding 10 million of you who are weird in exactly the same way that I am.
Hi, I'm Linus Sebastian. Welcome to NCIX Tech Tips. Today we'll be covering the Core i7 CPU and X58 motherboard. D-Link was kind enough to send us a DGL Gamer Lounge 4500 router. If you'd like to contribute to NCIX Tech Tips, please drop some change in the Hobo Change Cup. You guys have asked me many times for gameplay videos, so I'd like to share my favorite game with you. So you guys have been asking me for a studio tour since forever ago. I'm finally doing it. Where the new Linus Media Group headquarters is going to be. James, how much did we spend on this thing? $6 grand? The last thing I want to do is be here in the office on a Saturday. Agreed. I mean, Jake and Anthony, they're stoked. Oh yeah. They're super thrilled.
And I had set like a checklist for myself, you know, everything I could ever hope to accomplish. I've basically gotten there.
Linus Tech Tips, a long-time tech YouTuber who, despite coming from extremely humble beginnings simply making videos for a local computer store back in 2007,
Hi, welcome to the 6th edition of NCIX Tech Tips.
has spent the last 13 years fine-tuning his videos only to come out as one of the most well-known YouTubers on the entire platform. But how did such a transition happen? How did Linus go from a guy who was stoked to be making $1 a day from YouTube ad revenue
I remember being so excited because for the first time ever, we had done $1 of AdSense in a day.
to a guy who could send his kids to whatever college he wanted, not having to work another day in his life if he didn't want to?
My wife wouldn't have to work another day in her life, and my kids would all go to whatever college they want.
A story of ups, downs, wins, losses, certainty, uncertainty, and of course, a boatload of tech. This is the evolution of Linus Tech Tips. Our story begins in 2007 at a small computer retailer by the name of NCIX, located in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. You might ask, what's so significant about a computer shop in Vancouver? Well, for the store itself, not much. It was just another computer store like any other. However, perhaps unbeknownst to everyone in the store at the time, one of their employees would eventually go on to become one of the world's most recognizable faces in the tech world. After noticing an increased popularity in videos being uploaded to the internet, the computer store in question, NCIX, thought it might be a good idea to begin uploading promotional branded videos to the fairly new website by the name of YouTube.
My boss pulled me into his office and basically went, these guys have this YouTube channel. We need to get more exposure with a YouTube channel.
Now keep in mind, this was 2007. Using YouTube to promote products and your brand was a completely new concept. There were so many questions to be answered here. Would anyone watch the videos? Was it going to cost too much? But perhaps the most important question of all, who was going to present the videos? NCIX decided that the best person to demonstrate the products would be their product manager, considering he likely knew the most about each product. Who was their product manager, you might ask? Well, at the time, a simple 20-year-old, fresh out of school by the name of Linus Sebastian.
You're pretty enthusiastic and you'll look okay on camera. You go make videos, and so that was all the motivation I needed.
After being nominated as the presenter for the videos on the channel, Linus Sebastian created his very first YouTube channel on behalf of the computer store, naming the channel NCIX Tech Tips on the 3rd of January 2007.
Now, the first channel that I actually started up was NCIX.com for NCIX.com, the computer retailer.
Then, 6 months later, armed with a camera borrowed from his boss's son,
Videos like this were filmed on a Sony Handycam that actually belonged to my boss at NCIX's son.
Linus would appear in the first video on the channel, which was titled Sunbeam Tunic Tower NCIX Tech Tips number 1.
Hi, welcome to NCIX Tech Tips. My name is Linus Sebastian, and today we'll be looking at the Sunbeam Tech Tunic Tower.
Linus appeared to enjoy presenting in the video and decided to make another appearance.
Hi, I'm Linus Sebastian, and welcome to another edition of NCIX Tech Tips.
Then another appearance.
Hi, welcome to NCIX Tech Tips.
Linus began to expand his skills beyond just product knowledge into video presenting, with another employee in the company doing the filming and editing.
He was still to this day only known as the cameraman who did all of the filming and editing, and then I was responsible for the technical know-how and the on-camera presence.
Both employees began to slowly discover that they had a real passion for the content they were creating. But it wasn't only the passion that was keeping Linus motivated to continue making these extremely basic videos, he was also being compensated very well by the company.
So I think NCIX Tech Tips videos, I got paid about $250 an episode. So I tried my best to hit my quota for those, but it was actually $8 a month.
However, owing to the extremely low quality of the videos produced,
instead of taking screen capture, we zoomed in on the screen.
As well as the low levels of traffic on YouTube back in 2007, there was an issue with the $250 per video compensation. It wasn't providing the business with enough sales comparative to how much they had to pay Linus.
With NCIX Tech Tips, the challenge that we had was that they were so time consuming and so expensive to make, and the viewership was so low that it was hard to justify making more than 3 or 4 a month.
So Linus and NCIX came up with a plan. Linus would distance himself from the NCIX brand and start Linus Tech Tips, a channel that at the time would still be owned by NCIX, with the idea that Linus could make more frequent, edgier, lower production videos just talking about different computer parts without the possibility of hurting the NCIX brand.
As an extension of NCIX Tech Tips, this whole Linus Tech Tips came along. We wanted it not branded NCIX, so the lower production values wouldn't seem like it was an official NCIX video.
Following this genius idea, Linus created the Linus Tech Tips channel on the 25th of November 2008, and given his prior experience on the NCIX Tech Tips channel, he began uploading videos almost immediately after the creation.
I need to go directly to an appointment for a portrait with an acquaintance of mine who is not a failure like me and is graduating from university.
Now keep in mind that this was almost 2 years after creating the first channel, and while this was still all the way back in late 2008, early 2009, Linus's presentation skills had improved quite significantly since the first videos posted in early 2007. Linus made a deal with NCIX where he would get paid around $30 for every video that he would post to the Linus Tech Tips channel.
For every Linus Tech Tips video, I think it was like $30. Or something like that, up to a maximum of 45 videos a month.
However, the compensation was irrelevant, because all that Linus cared about was the fact that he got the opportunity to test out the latest gear.
I wasn't particularly well compensated given the hours that I put in for being the tech tips guy when I worked at the computer store, but all I cared about was that it gave me an excuse to take home the latest gear for a test drive, right?
You would come home on the weekends with like a trunk full of products. There'd be like 50 products in his trunk.
Given the extremely low ad revenue and viewership on YouTube back in 2010, there really weren't many individuals reviewing tech on the website. For a random person wanting to start a tech channel back in 2010, buying a new piece of tech every single week or day was going to cost a fortune. The low viewership and ad revenue meant that it just wasn't worth it. The result of this? Well, the only people who could really start a tech channel were tech or computer businesses or people working within those businesses. And this is how things kind of fortunately played out for Linus. There was a massive audience for tech reviews and unboxings on the platform. He had the ability to review the tech, and no one could compete with him, because there was really no one who had the ability to get their hands on as much tech as Linus. For this reason, Linus had a tech monopoly on YouTube, with the only inevitable result being subscriber growth, which is exactly what happened. In April 2011, shortly after hitting the massive milestone of 50,000 subscribers just 1 month previously, Linus would upgrade his camera with the intention of buffing the production value on his videos.
So we are finally upgrading our ancient Sony HD camcorder that we use for shooting NCIX tech tips.
The ultimate result of this, if you compare the before and after, was a massive increase in the quality of the content on the channel. And this increase in quality began to change the game for Linus in numerous ways. Firstly, the subscriber count surged once again, going from 50,000 in April 2011 to 100,000 in October 2011, only 6 months later.
Huge thanks to everyone out there for making this possible, because obviously if nobody subscribed to my videos, then I wouldn't have any subscribers.
Linus Tech Tips, also assumably under the budget of NCIX, hired their first employee to operate the camera and help out with editing.
This is the video. This was the video job posting that I created. So I basically said I needed someone who could work flexible hours and who was technical, and actually I got a ton of applicants, many of which were awesome.
But perhaps the most significant part about the growth was that Linus began to actually earn money from YouTube.
I remember being so excited because for the first time ever, we had done $1 of AdSense in a day. And he's like, wow, good for you. Go get a McDouble and then get back to work.
And while $1 a day wasn't that great, if you include the subscriber growth as well as the new employee, things seemed to be going pretty well for Linus. However, of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Problems began to arise. In 2012, Linus began to beef with his boss at NCIX about the direction that the company was going. The problem with this? His boss happened to be the person who would provide Linus with the tech for his videos. Tension began to arise between Linus and his boss over inventory disputes, unrequested changes in software, and the development team not fulfilling updates that were agreed upon. Now, this was bad. However, this tension also happened to result in a statement that would change the future for Linus Sebastian.
Things got a little bit heated. He said something along the lines, and I'm paraphrasing, but if you can't march behind the banner of the directive that I'm laying out for this company, maybe you shouldn't be on the product management team. Maybe you should just make YouTube videos. And I kind of went, oh. Well, that's a good idea.
Linus realized that there was an opportunity here. The Linus Tech Tips channel had grown to the point where he was starting to earn revenue. He was now pretty well versed in the YouTube world. He was no longer enjoying the work for his previous company. It was quite literally a perfect storm for Linus to go out on his own and run the channel by himself. However, there was just one minor problem. NCIX still owned the channel. Now, we have to remember, Linus Tech Tips was really just a spin-off for the NCIX Tech Tips channel in the beginning. And considering all the gear he was reviewing was still under the ownership of NCIX, he didn't really have a right to the channel.
I gave a lawyer all this information. They went, no, I think with all that in mind, it's the intellectual property of NCIX. You have no real claim to make here. And I was like, okay, that's fair. I mean, it was worth finding out.
And while he didn't have the ownership of the channel, he did have one thing at his disposal: negotiation skills.
Negotiated a deal with them where the Linus Tech Tips channel and its assets would belong to me.
Linus negotiated with his boss to buy the channel for a very reasonable price.
So the deal I ended up striking was I bought the Linus Tech Tips YouTube channel for $1.
But of course there were some conditions attached. He had to continue hosting the NCIX channel for 2 years, and he couldn't take anyone from the channel that had worked with him. But regardless, as long as he fulfilled these requests, Linus was a free man. Free to make whatever content he wanted, free to take on the world, and free to set up a business under the Linus Tech Tips channel. In January 2013, shortly after hitting 200,000 subscribers, Linus Sebastian set up Linus Media Group as a business for his Linus Tech Tips channel. Linus somewhat stereotypically started the company out of his garage with 3 other employees, 2 of which he had no idea how he was going to pay at the time.
Even though I don't have the money right now, I'm gonna commit to hiring these 2 people in full-time positions. I'm gonna commit to paying their salaries every month, and I'm just gonna have to find a way to do it.
This was probably also exaggerated by everyone telling Linus that it was a stupid idea to hire people for a YouTube channel. We have to remember, this was 2013. Setting up a business and especially hiring employees for a YouTube channel was still an extremely uncommon practice.
They kind of thought I was crazy for like hiring all these people and all these buildings and all this overhead. Like, what are you doing?
However, we can't just look at the negatives. Hiring people certainly had its advantages as well. It gave Linus the ability to take time off, the obvious point of having extra helping hands for the videos, and he was blessed with the ability to handpick whoever he wanted to work with.
I have an amazing group of colleagues that I literally had the privilege of handpicking.
And despite copping a lot of backlash for hiring a team to help him make the videos, the numbers began to, as they say, prove the haters wrong and validate Linus's decision. Linus Tech Tips went from 200,000 to 300,000, then 500,000, then 750,000, then 1 million subscribers in September 2014.
So this is it. Today, we passed the 1 million subscriber mark.
Approximately 1 year and 9 months after leaving NCIX and going out on his own. Throughout the process of reaching 1 million subscribers,
it takes 1 million of you to click that button for us to get this plaque.
Things were really taken to the next level for Linus and the team. Equipment was upgraded for the purpose of high production value, custom thumbnails replaced what was usually just a still from the video, full scripts, teleprompters. Linus and the team somewhat passively proving to their audience that they knew a thing or two about the world of tech. And as the team grew, they realized that they probably needed to upgrade from Linus's garage and kitchen to a slightly larger commercial space.
So I guess this is the first time we've actually shown where the new Linus Media Group headquarters is going to be. Let's take a look inside, shall we?
In May of 2015, when Linus was at around 1.5 million subscribers, the team made a big upgrade to their first proper big industrial office complex.
This is the server room. She don't look like much, but
By this point, the team had grown to 7 people, and it was becoming obvious that there were certainly big things on the horizon for the Linus Tech Tips team. And these big things seemed to slowly reveal themselves mainly in terms of gear upgrades and subscriber growth. 8K cameras, lighting, microphones, Linus and the team putting most of the focus into ensuring that each video was of the highest possible quality. The main reason for focusing on increasing the quality seemed to be that by mid-2015, Linus and the team had their video ideas, editing and schedule so down pat and ordered that most of the increased quality had to be derived from upgrading the gear. They had spent 8 years between 2007 and 2015 just testing new video ideas, new editing styles, new filming styles, so much trial and error that the exploring stage was pretty much done. So what did this mean for them? Well, since the exploring stage was over, it was time for the exploiting stage, doubling down on what they were already familiar with to make the best content possible. From mid-2015, after moving into their new office space,
the construction's done. The new office upstairs and the new mezzanine, under mezzanine area down here, they're ready to go.
Linus and the team were ready to perfect what they already knew by pumping out daily, high-quality videos for the Linus Tech Tips channel. As a result, the years between 2016 and 2019 didn't really feature all that much crazy documentary success or failure as was apparent in the early stages of the channel. The channel just kind of grew slowly, with even Linus himself explaining that they never really had any viral success. It was just kind of slow growth over time.
Linus Tech Tips has to be one of the largest YouTube channels that I'm aware of that has never had like a massive viral breakout hit. So we have just quietly kind of grown slowly but steadily along with the growth of the channel.
The Linus Tech Tips channel hit 6 million subscribers in June of 2018.
We crossed the 6 million subscriber threshold.
8 million in January of 2019. Then the massive 10 million subscribers in January 2020. 10 million subscribers. From simply being chosen to make videos for NCIX in 2007 to an internet sensation with a full team of employees, a warehouse and 10 million subscribers. On paper, Linus had everything. But the more important question, did having everything guarantee that Linus was living a problem-free life? Well, a video uploaded in January 2020 would go on to suggest otherwise.
But the truth is, I've been thinking about retiring for quite some time now. And, you know, I've kind of half joked about it, partly because it felt so far off that I didn't think I'd, ever... I mean, I knew I'd get there because the numbers say I'm going to get there, but I didn't feel like I'd ever really get there.
On the 22nd of January 2020, Linus Tech Tips would upload a video titled, "I've been thinking of retiring." In this video, Linus explained that he had been thinking about retiring from YouTube, with the main reason being that he felt overworked and wanted to back off to spend a bit more time with his kids.
Every time my wife would ask me, hey, how long do we need to keep doing these kinds of hours? Like, how long do we need to keep pushing like this before we can just back off and like have a life.
Also stating that he had a pretty life-changing experience that led him to question why he was doing YouTube at all. The whole video, as well as Linus's attitude, made a lot of sense, really. Linus had been working all day, every day, building a brand for 13 years straight, barely taking any time off. So as the team got bigger and the company became more autonomous, it only made sense that Linus would begin thinking about the possibility of retirement. Linus thankfully finished the video by stating that he wasn't going to retire just yet and was going to continue making content, however with some minor adjustments compared to how he used to do it.
No, I'm not retiring. Yes, it's because I still have work to do here, but the main point is just that I'm going to do it because I want to do it. I'm not going to do it because I feel like I'm bound to it.
Ever since Linus opened up about the possibility of retiring, it seems to have been lying in the back of the mind of every fan while watching the channel, possibly proven by the fact that videos referencing a retirement such as "I can safely retire now" tend to have performed quite well since. But regardless of the possibility of retirement from Linus, the channel has not slowed down in the slightest. The Linus Tech Tips channel is closing out the end of the year with 12.5 million subscribers, one of the greatest years for the Linus Tech Tips channel with a gain of 2.5 million since the beginning of 2020. And Linus's ability to gain 2.5 million subscribers in a year while also wanting to retire perhaps just displays to all of us how truly exceptional Linus Sebastian is as a human being. From a kid simply chosen at random to present tech products for a computer retailer to a tech giant, employing numerous people and changing the world one video at a time. This has been the story of Linus Sebastian, aka Linus Tech Tips.
Wave 14.
Kind of refreshing.
Psychic vampire repellent. Psychic vampire?
Careful!
Or psychic vampire?
I can see your future. Also, I just happen to be a vampire. See?
Guess who made this? If you guessed famous actress Gwyneth Paltrow from such movies as Iron Man and Shallow Hal, you'd be right. You have no idea what's in store for you today, so just buckle in. Sorry, I didn't mean to slam that so hard and hurt the beach rocks that got in here. So I'm pretty shocked that I've never heard about this before, because usually I hear about things like this. But Gwyneth Paltrow, who I'm sure you know who that is, has essentially been running a snake oil racket with her new age health and wellness company, Goop. Goop! So what is Goop? Well, Goop, often stylized in lowercase as Goop, in case you needed to know that, is an American natural health company owned by actress Gwyneth Paltrow. Goop has faced criticism for marketing products and treatments that have no scientific basis, lack efficacy, and are recognized by the medical establishment as harmful or as misleading.
Got anything else to say?
Putting it nicely. So I know you're probably all thinking, that's all well and good, John, but how did this brilliant woman come up with the name Goop for her multi-million-dollar company? I quote Gwyneth Paltrow herself, "I was told that all big internet companies had 2 O's in their title." I mean, to be fair, she's got a point. Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, Amazon, Oopal. But hey, that's just the kind of quality you can come to expect from the mastermind behind such prophetic quotes as, "Some days I feel like everyone in my world has plugged themselves into my kidneys. I'm so tired. I am who I am. I can't pretend to be someone who makes $25,000 a year. Sometimes Harvey Weinstein will let me use the Miramax jet if I'm opening a supermarket for him. That one didn't age quite so well."
Stay out of my
Okay, for real, I just gotta read you some of these straight out. These are amazing. There are so many quotes by this lady. "I'd rather smoke crack than eat cheese from a tin. We're human beings, and the sun is the sun. How can it be bad for you? I don't think there's anything natural that can be bad for you."
Wave is gonna flatten you.
I am African.
The next one will kill you.
No, I'm not sure about that one. I don't know if that checks out. All right, here it is, goop.com.
Why do
There
you
she is, right on the
insist
front.
on
Goop
getting
glow.
in the middle of
What is
a
the goop
family
glow,
dispute?
Gwyneth?
This is
Maybe one of the most exciting days I've had in 2019, the Goop Glove Microderm Instant Glow Exfoliator! What I love so much is that I see an immediate improvement in my skin. It feels so soft and smooth.
I was absolutely ugly before this interview. I got a little marshmallow exfoliator here. Wow! I'm Gwyneth Paltrow, the most beautiful of the 1% of the most beautiful of the population. It'll work for you too, maybe, I guess.
This is the shit.
Don't curse, Gwyneth. Shut the fuck up! Don't curse, Gwyneth. So she sells all sorts of wacky stuff on her site, especially in the wellness section. You know, vitamins and supplements, aromatherapy, cosmic health, grocery. Nobody's grocery list looks like this. Reishi, mushroom elixir mix, skin food, prebiotic, superfoods, honey with cacao. Knock me out. Just knock me out, dude. Just do it! I should mention, by the way, everything on this website is ridiculously overpriced. $90 for like a little bag of vitamins. I think it comes with like a 30-day supply, but still expensive for what I would assume to be nothing. $68 for your rose quartz crystal straw. $27 for everlasting love. A lot of divorces could have been avoided, okay? A lot of home-breaking tragedies could have been avoided if more people just visited goop.com. That's where you get your psychic vampire repellent, all right? What the hell? I actually had to look back at this. Vibrational healing through stones, scent, and sound. Selenite, pyrite, tiger's eye, amethyst, lapis lazuli, ruby and copper, love. Do you see that? Can you on the bottom there? I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting that, but love is an ingredient in this. Half the time I can't tell if these products are real or they're supposed to be like some kind of elaborate joke. Can anyone else either? So here's how the game works. We've got 4 sets of items here. In each set, one of the items is an actual product from Goop.com, and the other is a complete fabrication that we made up ourselves.
So I just have to guess what product
You have to guess which
the real one.
Yeah, you have to guess which one you think's actually sold. And I'm gonna tally down your score and tell you how you did at the end. Round 1. Is it mushroom hot cacao mix with cordyceps or Dr. Singa's mustard bath?
Well, I think that one, the mushrooms,
Okay.
could be the real one.
Okay, round 2. Is it Dr. Barbara Sturm face cream limit or Soyabella automatic nut milk?
I really want that milk maker to be true.
Ash and amber eye soot or reusable sandwich bags?
I'm going to say it's the sandwich bags.
All right, Surviving Death by Leslie Keane for $8. Or is it How Goopy Are You, Volume 1 for $325?
Well, considering it's called Goop, there's got to be something goofy on her website, so I'm going to say How Goopy.
Yeah, but called How Goopy Are You?
I would
you
buy
do that? You would buy that?
I want to know how goofy.
Well, I found out how Gwyneth Paltrow makes her money. Okay, do you want to know how you did?
Yes.
Okay, they're all real.
They're all...
So, okay, maybe I'm being a little too harsh here. I mean, you could just say that there's a lot of companies like this that sell beauty care products that may or may not work, right? But they also do go into some pretty strange realms. Like, they promote these body vibe stickers. This is amazing, because this website claims that these stickers are on like a freaking frequency or something through a proprietary technology. Frequencies are recorded, condensed, and stored within the sticker. They are actually claiming that through a technology that they have invented, I guess, that they essentially imprison frequencies and then smash them down in the sticker and you put it on yourself. And I guess that's supposed to do something, let alone be possible. When the sticker is properly applied to your skin, it begins broadcasting the stored frequencies, which may influence the cells in your body. You know what else does? Cancer. All right, here we are, the stickers. This one says, that bitch. This one's on a frequency I'd call passive-aggressive. Okay, so in the spirit and name of science that this website clearly promotes, we're gonna put this to the test. All right, so it says here, the frequency of my stickers are calibrated to 528 hertz. And I just happen to have with me today a tuning fork calibrated to 528 hertz. If two objects are tuned to the same frequency and one is struck, the other should then in turn vibrate at the same frequency, creating the same pitch. So it's gonna work with the sticker too, right? Let's see if she sings.
Hello there.
I'm in disbelief. I'm stunned. This is not the result I was expecting. The sticker is completely silent. Oh, okay. The vibes initially are a little bit much to handle, but I think I can, wrestle with it until I eventually will become a transcendent being. I feel the vibes, the vibes, the vibes. Ah! So I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah. All right, let's look at some of the videos they've got here. How to give yourself a stomach massage.
So just like getting a massage and getting your stomach rubbed, you get to do that to yourself with the body sphere. You're gonna put it under your belly and you're just gonna rock your hips. This is great to really help you freeing up that congestion that builds up in the deep core.
Can you just give me a breakdown of what congestion is in the deep core, where the deep core might be located, what your credentials are, who are you? Any of those would work.
Whenever you're using your body sphere, especially to massage your organs, don't fill your sphere up all the way.
Just like this. Okay, here's another one. How to relieve neck and shoulder tension with Theragun, which, by the way, is $600. So this thing better be good.
Hey, I'm Dr. Jason, and I'm here with Alexis. Our shoulders and neck carry a lot of tension, and I'm going to explain to her how to use this.
This is supposed to relieve my tension? I've got to tell you guys, this thing works an absolute miracle on your favorite cuts of meat.
So step one, you're going to focus on the trap area up here. Bring the arm around this way, and she would just take the Theragun and just set it on that area.
Basically, you just take this thing, just fucking go at it, just get it the fuck on there. Quit being a fucking pussy and just smash that shit onto your skeletal tissue. Ah!
And then the top part of that is 2 different speeds. So you're going to hit that top one again, then just rest it on your shoulder, kind of in this area right in here.
Don't worry, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to hurt you. Just don't worry. Just put it's. I swear, I'm a doctor, a real certified doctor. Nothing will happen.
How do you feel?
I feel so relaxed. I feel like I just went to the spa and got a full body massage.
That's great.
That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. You're a good liar. That's why I hired you.
For your Theragun, go to goop.com.
Jesus, dude! What the fuck? I'm sorry! Oh, crap! My bad. Alright, now here is a certified classic. It's Gwyneth Paltrow tours the Goop London pop-up. Basically, I guess they had a pop-up store in London, and she came around to do some PR.
Hello. Hello. We are very much a lifestyle brand, launched in 2008, 10 years ago, almost to the day, out of my kitchen in Belsize Park in London, which is just up the road.
She basically just said I've been working here for like 10 years and I started up the road, but just somehow still sounded like the most pretentious thing I've ever heard in my life.
This is the first rack, G-label. This is the Anna Fair Isle sweater. Anna is one of our fantastic food editors. Our fantastic food editors.
What is a food editor? Is that supposed to mean a chef? I bet she names everything ordinary, something like that. This is not my maid. This is my dirt organizer. This is the man who attends the door, our entrance operator, and this is my sweatshop worker. Oh no, yeah, that's our sweatshop worker.
Well, obviously at Goop, we're very into health and wellness and fitness, so it's all really healthy but very delicious. So you would like this book.
You would like this book, okay? You will like this book.
So yeah, this is our sexual health section. Smile makers, vibrators. This one is called the Fireman.
He's gonna come to my rescue.
He's gonna come to
She's trying to guess too. I feel like she's in on the joke. God bless this woman. She's one of us, I think. Actually, Vice News covered Goop a while back, and they went to a wellness summit. It's just so creepy, man. It's like a cult thing. It's not what I expected Gwyneth Paltrow to be doing these days.
The summit feels like you're living out the latest Goop newsletter. There are thoughtfully curated gluten-free vegan dishes, wellness panels, and of course, Goop devotees.
Oh, yeah. And of course, the people who will pay for just about anything.
Has Goop changed your life?
Yeah, well, we both have tons.
We both have Mary, help me out here. What do we have? What do we have?
Rare health conditions.
It's rare health conditions. And you wouldn't, the doctors haven't even figured this one out yet. They don't even
The Goop Wellness Summit is really for anybody who is looking to have insight, some autonomy around health.
So it's not just like you know, squeezing all the money you can out of a bunch of stupid, impressionable young adults.
I really don't know very many people in the audience. It's been really, really nice.
Which is helpful, because I wouldn't want to do this to anyone, let alone someone I knew personally.
It's not that we're opposed to conventional medicine. We just are very interested in alternative medicine, having autonomy. It's really important, I think, to ask the questions.
I don't get it. She is literally scamming vulnerable people out of their money, and just everyone's okay with this because it's Gwyneth Paltrow. If any other cult leader or whatever did this, they'd be on blast right away. The world is not safe with this woman at large, okay? But she's powerful. She's of the elite. That's right. This is America, the only free country in the world except Denmark and a few others. Here we settle our scores with capitalism. If you want to beat someone, you got to do it in the arena of the free market. Look out, Paltrow. There's a new entrepreneur in town.
T-minus 10 seconds until your death. Keep the area secure. That means kill any Zeds that get near.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen to what I, merely a humble servant of the public, has to say. 'Tis my strong conviction that every man, woman, and child has the right to a decent life, do they not? A life free of struggles and hardship, free of a bad complexion, free of clogged chakras, and free of having to read a single science textbook. Our competitor, wherever they happen to be located, exactly geographically at this moment in time, by coincidence, believes you should have to pay premium prices for snake oil. Not so here at Dr. Jonathan Tronley's Medicinal Menagerie. They would charge you $240 for a simple hairbrush. Here, not more than a nickel for our finest Cobra Coma. $90 for some vitamins containing God knows what. Even you're not that stupid. Here, all the vitamins you could need, right? In that snake oil. One ingredient. Crushed snakes. Gotta be vitamins in there somewhere. And would you believe it, good ladies and gentlemen of this fine country, they would dare to charge you $300 for a vial of simple hyaluronic serum. Whatever the fuck that is. $15 on Amazon. That shit got a lot of 5-star ratings. In fact, I'm just gonna be honest. Everything in there, in that store that I'm pointing to, but not at the same time, everything inside that may or may not be inside that store, $15 or less on Amazon. Mustard bath?
That's good stuff right there.
You ever heard of Heinz? Goes good on hot dogs, too. Oh, this? Just my shopping list. Hey, you ever buy something online and then find out later you could have gotten it for less? That's a feeling more unpleasant than being taken to the Tower of London and tortured mercilessly for 10 days. Not to mention, once that happens, you get the creeping suspicion you could be overpaying every single time you shop. Well, I don't have that problem. And now, I'm going to proceed to tell you why. It's because I've got Honey, the free browser extension that saves you time and money when shopping online. Honey scans the internet for coupon codes and other discounts. Then, like magic, it automatically applies the one with the biggest savings to your cart at checkout. It knows about every coupon code, sale, or discount at over 20,000 sites like Amazon, Newegg, Walmart, Best Buy, eBay, you name it, nowhere's safe from its savings. For instance, I saved $22.25 here on this flannel shirt, which is now $22.25 I can use to buy other flannel shirts. If I desire, it's free to use and installs on your computer in just 2 clicks. So go get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/Jontron and start saving today. Once again, that's joinhoney.com/Jontron. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'll just be here practicing my prose. Zucchini, greenie, aubergine, bendy, my. Okay, hold on. Good tidings, good people. Before we raise the curtain on the amazing video that we've got in store for you today, I'd just like to thank today's sponsor, Lords Mobile. Without Lords Mobile, this video would simply not have been possible. And guess what? They're back, baby! This time around, they've got $10,000 worth of iPhone 13 Pros and Amazon gift cards that you can win by downloading Lords Mobile from the link in the description. If you enjoy smashing armies with a simple tap or annihilating millions of enemies with the help of an alliance, then Lords Mobile is no doubt the best strategy game for you. And with hundreds of millions of players, not only can you build genuine lasting friendships within your guild, but you might even meet the love of your life. Never again shall you require to vanquish your foes and drive them from their lands without your sweetie pie by your side! Recently, Lords Mobile introduced a massive new update that allows you to go on more adventures throughout the kingdom. Each quest gives you basic rewards, and the more quests you complete, the better the prizes. And speaking of prizes, the top 3 players with the highest might will each receive an iPhone 13 Pro. Players in 4th to 6th place will get a $500 Amazon gift card, and those in 7th to 10th place will each take home a $200 Amazon gift card. Pretty sweet. And if that weren't enough on its own, everyone who downloads Lords Mobile from the link below will automatically be offered a $350 Lords Mobile gift pack. And you can spin the lucky wheel to win the remaining cash and other prizes to upgrade your castle. So good luck to everyone competing for those epic rewards. Happy hunting. And now, on to our feature presentation. I've got a riddle for you. What do you get if you take the director of world-renowned horror film The Exorcist, a team of Ivy League and internationally recognized physicians, and a once-in-a-lifetime chance to document a real-life exorcism greenlit by the literal Vatican? Seriously, what do you get from that? Well, that's right, you'd get this, The Devil and Father Amorth, a documentary about a real exorcism made by the guy who made The Exorcist. Horror fans rejoice. What could be cooler? How could that go wrong? Okay, that sounds like magnum opus material to me. Like, that's going no lower, in my opinion, than like 76% on Tomato Meter. Absolute lowest I can see